Okay, 2 more problems, then I quit for the evening. All right, so once again we got variables on both sides, but this time it's a little bit messier. So let's look at the rules once again. The first thing you need to do is simplify each side. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do. So this problem, I made sure that both sides were simplified already. So notice on this side we have some distributive property we need to do. Okay, so we could consider this negative 12g minus 6 on this side. And this side we've got to distribute this and treat this as if it's a negative 1, right? So negative 1 times 13g is a negative 13g, and then negative 1 times positive 2 is a negative 2. Okay? So there we go. We've done the first step, simplified both sides. What's the second step say? Bring the variables to one side using inverse operations, the opposite of add or subtract. So, as we look at this problem, excuse me, sorry. So instead of minus 12g, I could add 12g. That's going to become 0 on this side. I'll add 12g to this side. And so now watch, we've got negative 6 equals negative 1g minus 2. We're almost done now, just a couple more steps. We could add to both sides. And as I think about it, I could have easily added 13g to both sides at the beginning and avoided this negative g. That is cool. So we get negative 4 equals negative g. Oops, did that wrong. All right, negative 4 equals negative g. And you really just, in your head, divide them both by negative 1. So 4 equals g. And so that problem would be done. Okay, but there's one more. All right, solve for x, give an exact answer. And this time you're going to have decimals in this problem. We did one with fractions, now we're going to have decimals. 0.5 times these things. Well, 0.5 times 5 is actually 2.5? So we're going to have 2.5. Then 0.5 times negative 7x is going to be negative 3.5x equals, and over here we're going to have 8. And then we have to remember, think of this as a negative 1, so it's getting multiplied here and here. And so that's going to be 8 minus 4x minus 6. Okay? Now, we said to simplify both sides before we move on. This side, even though we distributed, we still have to combine like terms, right here and here. And so we're going to have 8 plus a negative 6, that's 2. So we're going to say 2 minus 4x on this one side here, and 2.5 minus 3.5x over here. Now we can follow the rest of the rules. Let's get our x's together. So we're going to add 4x to both sides. Okay, and that's going to give me 0.5x over here. Okay, and that cancels out. Now I'm going to do kind of the same thing over here. You get negative 2.5, minus 2.5 from both sides. So that's going to end up equaling a negative 0.5 over here. And it works out really pretty, really kind of suspiciously nice. Because now I'm just going to divide by 0.5 on both sides. And so x is going to equal a negative 1. Negative 1. And let's end this by checking that problem because it felt too easy, right? It feels too easy, suspiciously easy. So we're going to see if negative 1 is the answer. So to check it, once again, you're just going to throw in the number that you got. So 0.5 times 5 minus 7 times a negative 1 equals 8 minus 4 times a negative 1 plus 6. Okay? And now let's do in the parentheses first. So that's going to be 5 plus 7. So that's going to be 12 over here. Times 0.5, and half of 12 is just going to be 6. Now let's do it on this side. We have 8 minus, well, let's see. 8 minus, well, negative 4 plus 2 is, negative 4 plus 6 is 2. Because that's what that is, negative 4 plus 6. So that's 2, and 8 minus 2 is 6. So it totally works.